G'day, guys, and welcome to our lesson today on negotiating pay rise conversations with your team members. Now, as always, before we get stuck into it, please like and subscribe. It helps us to help more people, to reach more people, and to have a bigger impact. All right, now that you've given the like button and the subscribe button a tickle, let's jump straight into this one. Now, in 2023, we had a bit of a challenge in healthcare. And that challenge, or part of that challenge, was it's been really hard to recruit. It's not impossible. There's still plenty of clinics who are recruiting, but we've had a constrained supply of therapists. And especially in Australia, we've noticed that with the NDIS and other programs like that, as well as people maybe being a bit more awash with cash in the private sector, at least early on in the year, see some changes in that now, we've seen that there were a lot of clients to go around. And when we have a large amount of people wanting the services, and so people are having wait lists, well, then people are hiring more aggressively. And as people are hiring more aggressively, well, then what we're seeing is that it's hard to hire. And you can check this out. You can go on Seek, you can go on your associations and have a look at the thousands, the literal thousands of jobs that are up for physiotherapy, EP, speech therapy, occupational therapy, psychology, whatever it may be. There is a huge issue there at the moment. Now, part of the issue that comes with that, or the challenge, is that your team members may be looking at that and going, well, I could move down the road and I could get paid an extra $5,000, $10,000 a year. And that can be a bit of a problem for us as clinic owners, and our bottom lines is if everyone just wants more, a bigger slice of the pie, well, then eventually there's going to be nothing left for the business and for you as the business owner. And when there's nothing left for the business, well, then there is no more business and we can't help people anymore. And so what we need to be able to do is to find win-win scenarios here. Okay, because if let's say this, your team member comes to you and says, in this example, hey, Pete, I would like a $10,000 pay rise. I'm currently getting paid $90,000 a year, and I'd like to be earning $100,000 per year. It's like, how do you handle that? This is one of the most common questions to get. How do you handle that conversation? Because in the moment, you can feel like, oh, why should I pay you more? You're not hitting these KPIs, or not doing this, or I'm stressed financially. These are all the thoughts that run through clinic owners' heads. They've run through my head before. And so what we want to do is we want to pull it back to, well, okay, yes, that is possible. And then is it okay if we look at creating a plan to achieve that? Because firstly here, we want to be saying thank you to our team. If you have a team member that comes to you and says that they want a pay rise, and they're able to clearly articulate the pay rise that they would like to get, that is a big step forwards. And we shouldn't be frustrated at this person. You might be deep down a bit frustrated, but we shouldn't be frustrated at this person. We should be saying thank you, because this person, rather than just going somewhere else, accepting another job and letting you know, oh, hey, I'm going to be finishing up in 3 weeks or 4 weeks time because I've got a job down the road and they're paying me an extra $5,000 a year. And you're thinking $5,000 a year, that's $100 a week. That's $2.50 an hour. If you would have come and talked to me, we could have made that happen. That's happened way too often. Okay, so the team member has come to you and at least they're having this conversation with you. So you're not finding out that way. So think of the alternative here. And people can find talking about pay really hard or really awkward. So firstly, it's a great thing they're having this conversation with you. Second thing, the first thing I like to say when someone says, I would like to do this, I'd say, yes, I think we can do that. That is absolutely possible. Is it okay if we sit down and we create a plan of how to do this? Now, you don't need to do this in the moment as well. So what you could say in that example is, yes, absolutely. Is it okay if I go away and think of a plan of how we can do this? Okay, so you don't need to actually answer it right there and then and have all of the answers. You can go away and you can work on that. You can talk to colleagues, friends, business mentors, whoever it may be, and come back with that plan to achieve that. But I think the important thing here is if they're looking at an achievable number, we want to let them know that, yes, this is achievable and there's going to be some work to get there. Okay? And a lot of the time when people want a pay rise, it's not that they want it right now. They would love to have it right now. Don't get me wrong. They would love to have it right now. But what they want to know is, can I do this? Is this possible? Can we achieve this? And over what time frame? Because you might be thinking when someone asks for a 10 grand pay rise, that they want that 10 grand right now. If they don't get it right now, they're gone. Okay. If you told them that we can do that over the next 5 years, might be too slow for them. If they said they want it right now, it might be too fast for you. But somewhere in between, can you create a plan over the next 6 months to achieve that? And helping them to understand that we want this to be a win-win. And they have to understand sometimes the realities of running a business. In order to be able to pay them more, they have to bring more value. Okay. And how we talk about this with team members that we work with is what you get paid is a reflection of the value that you bring to your clients, the value that you bring to the team, and the value that you bring to the community and the clients as a whole, and the community and the company as a whole. Okay. And it's helping them to understand their role within that. And if you want to be paid more, how can we create a plan for you to add more value? And what this could be, and I'll say physio because I'm a physiotherapist, so that's always where my head goes with these examples, is what if we had someone who came and said, I want to earn an extra 10 grand. Could they do a couple of hours of mentoring a week? Take that off your hands, mentor some of the younger therapists for a couple of hours each week. Could they be doing some outreach to referrers? Could they be doing some social media? Can we set some KPIs around these things where they're suddenly adding value to the team, to the clients, to the business more so? Okay. Looking at how those things can all fit together and actually creating a plan with KPIs, key performance indicators that we'd like them to hit, or as we call them, clinical excellence indicators. Then also remember these might not be clinical things. These could be non-clinical things. And also a time frame on achieving this. And it may be a stepped process to achieve this, but we want to create plans and make sure we check in. So if you say over the next 3 months, we want to be achieving this 10 grand pay rise, and these are the KPIs we need you to be hitting in order to do that, what you do then, or what I think you should do, is book in a follow-up session in, say, a month's time, and then another month. Make sure you're on track. Have the accountability there, okay? Have them understand exactly what they need to do and have a really clear understanding of exactly what you need to do, and make sure that you're both on track and you're both nailing it. So when these pay rise conversations come up, and they will come up more and more again in 2024, when these inevitably do come up, this is just one way you can think about how to have that conversation in a really, really positive manner. And remember this, you don't need to win the last dollar in every negotiation or even any negotiation. It's better to leave a little bit more on the table for the other person than to go out of there feeling like, best negotiator, I've won that one. Okay, because that feels good in the moment, but it's not a long-term plan. If you're thinking about creating long-term relationships with awesome people who are going to work with you for 5, 10 years, then winning the last dollar in every negotiation is not going to do it. Because you may win that negotiation, but they won't come back and negotiate next time. They will go somewhere else. Okay, so it has to be win-win. It can't be huge win for you and a very small win for them. It can't be a huge win for them and a very small win or a loss for you. It's got to be a very equal partnership where everyone feels like they're really winning there. Okay, if you can do that well, that is how to really nail these conversations. All right, my friends, I hope this has helped you to understand how to navigate some of these tricky conversations. And look, if you've learned something, please leave a comment. Let us know. If you have a question you'd like us to follow up on, please let me know in the comment section. I do go through and answer them all myself, or I try to at least. And I will see you in the next lesson, my friends.